At last, after rolling round and round, the wheel began to wobble and finally fell over right in the middle of the hall. "Well," puffed Old Bear, "it's a bit bigger than we needed, isn't it?" "And there aren't any other wheels in the cupboard," said Little Bear, "so Rabbit won't be able to make a go-kart after all." "But I don't need to now," came a voice from behind, and whizzing towards them was Rabbit. Using just the 2 tin lids and some pieces of wood from the cupboard, Rabbit had made himself a scooter. "It's really fun," he said. "You just put one foot on this wooden piece and push yourself along with the other foot. I don't need more wheels now." "But I do," said Ruff. "I won't fit on a scooter, and I can't do anything with one wheel, especially such a big one." "Actually," said Old Bear, examining the big wheel, "there might be something I can do with this that will be just right for you. Why don't you come back in a few minutes?" "That's a good idea," said Rabbit, hopping back onto his scooter. "Let's get the go-kart and do some racing." Very soon the toys arrived back at the playroom, scooting the scooter and pushing the go-kart. Ruff had raced ahead and propped up all the fallen pins. "Watch me," said Rabbit, scooting in and out of a row of pins. "I can even turn corners on this. It's really fun." Little Bear and Sailor followed him with the go-kart, and Ruff bounced behind, chasing everything on wheels. "You'll have to sit down, Ruff," said Little Bear. "You're making me dizzy running around and around like that." "I wouldn't have to run around if I had something to ride on," moaned Ruff. "Then why don't we all go and see what Old Bear is doing?" suggested Little Bear. They soon arrived back at the runaway wheel. "There," said Old Bear proudly. "What do you think of that?" The wheel was still lying on its side, but now it had an old broom handle in the middle and colored ribbons all around the edge. "Oh, my!" cried Little Bear. "What is it?" "I know!" barked Ruff happily as he jumped up onto the wheel and sat down. "At last! There's something that is big enough for me to ride on." "And me!" cried Rabbit, leaping up beside Ruff. "And me too," said Sailor, scrambling up as well. "But what does it do?" asked Little Bear. Old Bear picked Little Bear up and sat him between Sailor and Ruff. "Hold on tight," he said, "and I'll show you what it does." He gave the wheel a big push, and it began to turn. Round and round it went, with ribbons fluttering in the breeze and the toys hanging on tightly. "It's a merry-go-round!" cried Little Bear. "Whee-hoo! I would never have thought that something with only one wheel would be the fastest ride of all."